Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing on today? I am super duper excited because it is release day. And in addition to being release day, author Barbara Josselsohn, guys, she is gracing us with her presence on her release day to talk about her latest release that dropped today. Guys, we're going to say it one more time. It's today. And it is called Secrets of the Italian Island, and she's going to share a little bit about that. But before we get into it, Barbara, can you introduce yourself to the people today?
Yeah, hi. Barbara Josselsohn. I live in Westchester County, a little north of New York City. Um, I've been a writer forever. I started out as a journalist,
Oh,
and business reporter, and pretty much soon decided I wanted more to be a fiction storyteller. My first book came out in 2015, and this is my sixth, but it's my debut in historical fiction. So I'm really excited about that. I started doing the research and really felt like I finally really found the place where I belong. So that was it's especially sweet because it's kind of a debut in this new genre. And
wow.
that's it.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. So, congratulations. So, double congratulations for your release date and your debut in the historical fiction
Yeah.
genre as well. So, congratulations on both of those. That is so exciting.
It is. It really is. I love doing the research. It's a World War II era. It's a dual timeline. So there's a contemporary heroine and heroine who was 18 in 1943. And not to give anything away, but their stories do intersect and a lot. So
I love that. I love that. And the super cool thing about historical fiction is the research. And I'm glad that you spoke about that. Can you share with us a little bit about what the research was like for Secrets of the Italian Island? And guys, we're gonna talk about that cover too. We're gonna come back to that
yeah,
as well. But yeah, can you tell us what that research was like for you?
yeah. I started out, I knew I wanted to write a World War II era book, and because there's a lot of themes, that I was kind of exploring, big universal themes, what's important in life, how do you go on after, big awful things happen, things like that, that where's the resilience in the human
Mhm.
spirit. Um, so I did research a lot of locations and historical sites. I came upon a castle and an island that really inspired me. It's off the French coast of Brittany, and I found it was so interesting because the person who owned that island, his name is Bruno Abakanowitz, who's a
Mhm.
Polish mathematician, engineer. He had this beautiful castle built in the 19th century. And what he would do he invited writers and artists and inventors to come, and they did their best work, some of their best work, while they were visiting this gorgeous island, living in this beautiful castle of his. And it just felt so much like almost like a Camelot place, or
Uh-huh.
it was too special to be real. And ultimately, he died in 1900. Ultimately, the castle and the island were requisitioned by the German army during World War II and damaged.
Okay.
And so it became a story of wonderful things that can't last. And how do you deal with that? And so I was very inspired by him and this castle and the people who would come there and do their best work and have the time and the create, to really tap into their creativity.
Mhm.
And that really was kind of the inspiration. After that, I I'm a big library person. I did go to the library, got my stack of books
Yes.
of the era to read different aspects of the war and the history in Europe at that time, and took a couple of classes.
Okay.
And yeah, basically it really kind of began to put together what would have been going on at the time when I started to develop this fictional castle that was
Okay.
based on the real one.
Wow. Wow. That is interesting. Now, Barbara, I love a good book cover. Of course, I love titles. We're going to talk about that too. But can you share with us this amazing, amazing cover? And I'm going to kind of show it. I don't know if you guys can see that. That is an amazing cover. Please tell us about the cover of Secrets of the Italian Island and what inspired this cover. Were you able to share with them what you envisioned for it? How did that come about?
Yeah, I have a very, very close working relationship with my publisher, with the Bookature team,
Uh-huh.
all of them, and my editor in particular, Jennifer Hunt, who is just a dream editor. And
Uh-huh.
we talked a lot about the inspiration for the story and what I wanted to convey, the themes, and what she brings to the table, in addition to being an incredible editor, is the kind of clues that need to go into a cover so that the
Yeah.
reader kind of says, okay, this is what this book is about. This is why
Yes.
I want to read it. So, um, I can kind of say that the cover, this is a scene from 1943.
Uh-huh.
And you can see she's my 1943 heroine.
Yes.
And you're seeing the gorgeous Mediterranean island and the lattice work of that, gate there. This is the castle.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she's looking out. I think, you can't see her face, but with a little trepidation. Those are the
Yeah.
warplanes coming. And just the gorgeous, I just love that the mountains coming out of the water and the beautiful flowers. I really wanted to convey in the story just the beauty of this setting, and
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
inspirational it would have been to the people who came there, and never want to leave. And so I think it really conveys that, and yet, but
Yeah,
yet
it
there's this
does.
nervousness, right? That something not great is about to
It's
happen. And
right, right. And one
so,
thing that we can say about a lot of the historical fiction covers, including yours, it's like the attention is in the details. Like you said, sometimes it's like little hidden clues of what have you, or things that's going to be talked about in the book or what have you. So I really do enjoy that. And so, guys, when you get your hands on a copy, whether it's in an ebook copy or a print copy, yes, check out those details of this particular cover as well. Now, Barbara, let's talk about this title for a little
okay,
bit.
yes.
Secrets of the Italian Island. Now, was this your original working title? Or was this a title that over time evolved? Was it something that you came up with, or there was several titles and this was the one that stuck? Share a little bit about that with us.
Yeah. Honestly, when I start a book, this book was book one of the series. That's my working title,
Yes.
book one. I'm not, it. I think I need to get into the story to really start to put together what the title would be. Again, this is largely my editor, who's great with titles. We went through a couple. I almost don't even remember them. We went through a couple of titles, but we wanted to, there's a really, the secret is really the important point of this.
Hmm.
Um, and we also wanted to convey Italy, that's where the setting, and, island. And we wanted, the title kind of has to work together with the cover too, because the
Yes.
title gives clues and the cover gives clues. And so if
Hmm.
you've got the warplanes and the Mediterranean, the sea and the island kind of vistas, that's telling the reader a lot. And then the title kind of plays off of it and,
Hmm.
expands on it. But I think I just love the title because it's really what it's about. As I said, my editor really, was the one who was starting to formulate these. And I
Uh-huh.
it's just it just kind of says really what the book's about.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think, I love I mean, I love the typeface. I think it works well with so I'm just in love with it. But it
And
really
it's a
is
little mysterious too, because it's like, ooh, what kind of
what
secret?
is the secret? That's
What
what,
kind of secret
yeah.
on this Italian island? I love that. I love that. Guys, if you are just joining us, I am hanging out with Barbara Josselsohn on today, guys. It is release day, and it's a double congratulations for her because this is her debut in the historical fiction genre. And guys, she spilled a little bit of tea a little bit earlier. I don't know if you guys caught it, but this is actually a series. It's the Sisters of War series, and this is actually book one
Right.
of this amazing, amazing series. And so, speaking of that, Barbara, can you tell us a little bit about the series? And I think it's called the Sisters of
Yes.
Wars series.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about this series and what inspired it to be a series and not just one book?
Yeah. What the okay. The main part of the book, or the real meat of the book, are these three sisters
Mm-hmm.
in 1943 who travel to this island, Parisi Island, in search of a particular person who's there and something that he is inventing. And that's their, I mean, it'll come through actually in what I'm about to read, but that's where they need to go. They have a desperate need to get onto this island, which is a private island. Um, they're not allowed there. They're not invited guests. They're
Yes.
teenagers. The older sister is Annalisa. The middle sister is Julia. 18, 17, and 15, Amelia is the little sister. It's the older sister who's the organizer and the the she's a scientist, she's clear-headed, she's
Yes.
strategic. Julia, the middle sister, is kind of a party girl. And Amelia's kind of, the baby just becoming who she is. But they do
Yes.
sneak out of their home, and then when you first see them, they're in a boat on their way late at night when
Mm-hmm.
hopefully nobody will find them, to sneak onto this island, to get into the castle, to find a pretense for being there, and to get what they need from it. And so I would say, the first book is about Annalisa's story, the
Okay.
oldest story. The second book so far is about Julia, the middle sister. They each,
Mm-hmm.
at one point, they have to separate, um, due to the circumstances going on. And the question, will they ever re-find each other? And what will happen in their lives? And, who will carry on their stories in the present day?
I
So
love that. I love that. Guys,
I
if
love
you're just
sisters,
joining
right?
us, it is release day with author Barbara Josselsohn on today, guys, and she is hanging out with us on today to tell us a little bit about our secrets of the Italian island. As you guys can see, there are some secrets in here as well. And I enjoy the fact that it is a dual timeline, guys. You have present day New York, and then you also have 1943 in Italy. This castle, and she shared with us that this actually is based on a true story, or what have you. And she is bringing this story to life of these three sisters. And the present day comes in with her granddaughter Mia, who gets this letter that kind of starts it all, or what have you. So, speaking a little bit of that, can
Yep.
you tell us? You told us a little bit about some of the characters, and they are giving you cover love in the comment sections.
Right.
Caitlin, hey
Oh,
Caitlin, thank you so much
that's
for joining
that's
us. She was
nice.
telling you that she loved the cover
Oh,
as
thank
well.
you.
But can you tell us a little bit about Mia? What would you say about
Yeah.
her?
Mia, Mia was, let's see, when we meet her, she's 32 years old. She is a scientist. She's a researcher.
Mhm. Yes.
Um, she was brought up by her grandmother, um, and her grandmother raised her all alone.
Uh-huh.
And she never really knew anything about her parent, she had there's a story about her parents, how
Yeah.
they both died, but her gratitude is to her grandmother who raised her single, did everything for her, raised her and got her started on a career where she could, in a place where she could be successful
Yes.
professionally. But she always knew there was something behind her grandmother's eyes, right?
Mhm.
Something about her past that her grandmother would never speak about. When the book opens, her grandmother has just passed away, and she
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
in the sad situation, the sad position of having to go clean out the house. And along the way, she does find um, some things that she knows her grandmother had left for her to find after she died, but had never
Mhm.
spoken about, and they're mysterious. And one of it is a key that leads her to a safe deposit box that nobody knew about. And
Right.
around the same time, there's a very close family friend who's a lawyer who's helping settle things, and she's deciding whether to sell the house or what to do. And it turns out that, shockingly, her grandmother's been accused of a crime. And
Mhm.
first, it seems like just a prank or a scam,
Mhm.
something,
Mhm.
But the more that she starts to think about and learn about what her grandmother left for her to find, the
Yes.
more concerned she is that something happened. And but she knows her grandmother's not a thief, and her grandmother's not would never do
Mhm.
anything. But with her grandmother gone,
Right.
it needs to be on her shoulders now to find a way to save her grandmother's legacy and to clear her grandmother's good name. And so this is what leads her to go to Italy, and to also, as her grandmother did, to sneak onto this private island, which is still there and still private,
Right. Look,
to try to
what is it about them sneaking onto this private island and this castle?
right, exactly. So in some
I
ways,
love
there's a
that.
lot of
I love that.
parallels. Yeah, she kind of starts
Yes.
to live in parallel life to her grandmother, and learn about herself, actually, and it leads her to make some big life decisions as she learns what her grandmother
Yes.
had been involved in, and what decisions her grandmother had made. So
I
yeah.
love that. I love that. And I don't know if you saw, Sarah popped in to hang out with us a little
Oh,
bit today. She
hey,
says, "Hi, ladies,
Sarah.
and happy publication day to
Thank you,
Barbara." I
Sarah.
love that.
That's
I
so
love that.
nice.
Guys, if you are just joining us, we are celebrating a release day on today with author Barbara Josselsohn. Guys, it is her latest release, Secrets of the Italian Allen. And we will definitely be sharing with you of how you can get your hands on a copy of this amazing, amazing story as well. Now, Barbara, you share with us a little bit about what inspired this story and that it was based on a true story, all of that good stuff. But once you kind of discovered this particular story and you knew that you wanted to bring it to life, what came first for you? Was it these amazing characters or was it the plot for this story?
For me as a writer, it's always about characters.
Okay.
I just you know, find a character, put her in a really tough situation, and then
Okay.
say, go for it. What are you gonna do? And I find that, when I can do that and really, really get into those moments when writers talk about it, and it really is a moments where you're not even aware of the time passing, or if somebody
Mhm.
calls and says, are you coming in for dinner or something, you don't even really hear it. And in those
Mhm.
moments, the character kind of takes off. So sometimes I don't mean to sound like trite or cliche,
Mhm.
but really, there are times when I'm writing and I'm like, huh, I didn't know you were going to do that. Look at you found,
Yes, yes.
So because right, like any creativity, right, it's a little mysterious, and it's
Yes, yes. Look, Barbara, as you're saying that in my mind, I'm like, ooh, the plot thickens. I
yeah,
love that.
it's
I love that. No,
there's a
think
little danger
about
and all kinds of good
your
things.
think about the three sisters. Think about Mia's character. Think about all of the characters in the story to make it come to life. For you, is there a character that was like the most interesting or fun for you to write? And is there a character, and it could be more than one, within this story that at moments gave you pause where you almost had to sit with that character to flesh out what they were trying to say? So, kind of a two-part question there.
Yeah.
And I'll let you take it apart how you want to.
I think that, it's funny because there are definitely parts of me in my characters. And
Okay.
in Mia's case, um, I liked that she was, uh, you know, Mia is finding her voice.
Okay.
She's been someone. I mean, as you get into her childhood, the idea of not of having a grandmother who devoted herself to you, who worked so hard
Mm-hmm.
because there was nobody else. Her gratitude is off the charts, and so she didn't want to make her grandmother uncomfortable or
Right.
say anything or ask her questions that her grandmother clearly didn't want to answer. So she was quiet, and by this time she was kind of, as she goes to the island, because she knows her grandmother spent time on this island. She knows that her grandmother made a decision on this island that was cataclysmic, but she needs to know what it is. What decision? What was she doing there? How did she go there? Why did she come upon the object she came upon? Why did she do with it what she did with it? Those are the questions that'll help her clear her name. But I found that
Mm-hmm.
Mia, over time, kind of gets a little upset with her grandmother too. Why did you leave me with this mystery? Why didn't you tell me the truth early on? Why didn't you you know it's and in her relationships, and in particular her relationships with men, she's tended to
Mm-hmm.
be very passive because this is what she's learned, and this is who she was, and craving security at any cost, emotional security, really. And
Mm-hmm.
so I over the course of this, so I kind of related to that, and I really loved that not only does she find her grandmother, but she kind of finds herself, and she finds her voice.
Yeah.
The end of and she's like, this is how I'm going to live. This is what, and she can finally forgive her grandmother, and understand her grandmother, and say basically that her grandmother gave her life back from this point on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I loved that about working with that character and seeing that transformation. Um, I think that, I think my life maybe has been a series of times of trying to find my voice,
Uh-huh.
find find the place to say, yes, I am that, no, I am not that, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's what she does. And she's such a strong, she was always a strong woman, but she's strong in a new way by the time the book ends, and I love that about her.
Nice.
Annalisa, you know Annalisa was really interesting to me to write. This is the
Mm-hmm.
one who, as an 18-year-old, sneaks onto the island, um, because I grew up as a very, very young, um, with some great aunts who lived
Mm-hmm.
close to me, who I remember visiting, but when I was 4 or 5, really young, and they had such secrets, and nobody talked about it. And these
Mm-hmm.
days, I wish I knew them when they were young. I mean, how brave, I know they came to this country at some point, and they, made a life for themselves. And I don't really know what they were running from or what they were leaving. I don't have a lot
Mm-hmm.
of, because nobody ever talked about it. And so
Mm-hmm.
I found that in Annalisa, I was kind of discovering who my relatives might have been back
Oh,
then. As
okay.
an 18-year-old, what they might have thought about or needed, or and and actually, when I was growing up, I never really, I didn't. I mean, your mind does funny things, but I
Mhm.
did have three great aunts, and they all lived together in the Bronx. And then I started saying like, and these are three sisters, so those are three
Uh-huh.
sisters, and
Okay.
I was like writing their story without even realizing it. So I really, that's what I liked about Annalisa. She's mysterious and she keeps secrets, and she
Mhm.
isn't, by the time she is a grandmother, she's very different because she's been hardened after what she
Mhm.
experienced. So yeah, so I loved, kind of exploring that. It's an interesting thing to write a character who's closed, because how do you convey that if they're not,
Right, yeah.
so those are the two characters that I really
Wow, and it sounds like you had great inspiration to flesh those characters out as
yeah,
well.
I did, I
Yeah.
did, I did. As a matter of fact, I ended up dedicating the book to my grandparents and my great aunts. And saying,
Beautiful,
I wish I knew you
beautiful.
better, because I do. I wish I knew them better.
I love it. And guys, of course, it's release day. So you know that Barbara is going to share a little snippet. And I'm sure you are on the edge of your seats as she's been sharing a little bit about her latest release. I'm going to allow her to set it up to tell you about what portion she's getting ready to read and to share with us from Secrets of the Italian Allen.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to read just a couple of paragraphs. This is the first chapter told in 1943, and where with the
Okay.
three sisters who are on a
Mhm.
borrowed boat um, in the middle of the night, being quiet as they approach the island and the castle. And the castle is a place of great luxury, great creativity. And as they're approaching, they can see through the castle's windows that there's an orchestra playing,
Mm.
and there's beautiful
Oh.
couples dancing and waltzing, and it's just magical what they can see and how much they want to be a part of that life. It's so different from what they've known. So I'm going to read a couple of paragraphs. This is Annalisa. She's very serious. She's a serious person. Her sisters are kind of bickering in the back of the boat, don't splash me or whatever, and she's trying to quiet them because they're kind of approaching, and she's the one that's the leader, taking it seriously. And at one point, Julia, the middle sister, calls out, "Look," and points. They're finally right there approaching. And so here we go. So Julia says, "Look," pointing toward the right of the boat. The dim outline of a sprawling stone castle could be seen at the top of the mountain. Annalisa shook her head in wonder. She'd been thinking of, reading about, picturing this castle for so long, it was hard to believe it actually existed, and they were coming closer with every stroke of the oars. Castello di Parisi was its formal name, but it was more commonly known as Castello del Poeta, the castle of the poet. The island and the castle showed up in countless books, newspapers, magazines. The famous and extremely wealthy Parisi family had bought the island and built the castle hundreds of years ago, and had passed it down from generation to generation. And over the centuries, it had become a revered destination for the greatest inventors, scientists, philosophers, writers, artists from all over the world who dreamed of receiving an invitation to stay there. Annalisa gazed up at the castle, which was lit from within, golden light pouring out through the uppermost windows. It was rumored that two of Michelangelo's pupils, who had gone on to sculpt some of Florence's most beloved fountains, had sketched their designs while visiting. And the French architectural team of Blanchet and Allaire, who helped carry out the 19th century renovation of Paris, had drawn their early sketches here. Many of Europe's greatest painters of the 17th and
Mm.
18th centuries were believed to have been castle guests at one time, and three Nobel Prize winning scientists had done their early research up in the tower. It was the castle's singular history, all the scientific and artistic achievements inspired or completed in its vast halls, that had first captured Annalisa's imagination. But it was the person who was here now, the person whose invention might save her father's life that had made her decide to risk everything and set sail for the island. And that's where I'll leave you.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Barbara, for sharing. Oh my goodness, guys. I know you are on the edge of your seats. And if you are anything like me, Barbara, it's the castle is like a character in itself. Okay. It's a
I
character
think
in
it is,
itself
yeah.
on the book.
Mhm.
And Myra is saying that she is liking this
Thank
as well. And
you.
Myra, we will definitely be sharing how you can get your hands on a copy of this amazing story, Secrets of the Italian Island, as well. Now, Barbara, of course, we have to play a round of this or that here at the cafe,
Okay.
but I promise you there is no right or wrong answer because it is all things according to Barbara. Are you ready, my friend?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, let's get started. First up, audiobook or podcast?
Oh, I'm an audiobook. I love audiobooks,
Okay.
actually.
Okay. Beach or mountains?
Oh, beach. I gotta say beach if I have to
Okay.
choose. Beach. Mhm.
Look, and it's all things according to you, so you can say both too.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Love
Both.
that. Okay, next up.
Also,
Now,
both
how we
cool,
gonna
both
get
with
to the beach? Okay,
podcasts
so
too.
you said both?
Both, and
Both.
both for
I love
podcast
that. I
audiobook.
love that.
I just love my earphones, and when I'm walking the dog, whatever I can. It's the best time for good audio entertainment.
I love that. I love that. And Caitlin said, great snippet
Oh,
as
thanks. That's
well.
great.
Okay, next up, are we going on a plane ride or are we taking a road trip?
I'm a road trip girl.
Ooh,
I just
okay,
like to
okay.
stop and along the way eat different foods and see what I see, discover new things. Mhm.
I love that. Now, Barbara, glass half full or glass half empty?
I'm definitely a glass half full. I am. I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
And Barbara, this next one, we got to know here at the cafe. Are you team tea or are you team coffee?
Oh, I'm coffee. Team coffee all the way. All the way.
I love it. Look, for the
Stronger the
coffee
better.
lovers out there, Barbara is on team coffee. She's coffee all
Yep.
the way. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh my goodness. Barbara, the time goes by so fast. It has been amazing celebrating your release day with you on today. Thank you so much for dropping by again, sharing your new story. Also, letting us know that in addition to this being your release day, this is also your debut historical fiction
Mhm. Mhm.
as well. And of course, guys, there is a giveaway. I'm going to allow Barbara to share with you what her amazing giveaway is going to be on today.
Yes, I am giving away a signed paperback copy of the book. Yeah, yeah, I'm excited. It's actually it's just a good book to hold it. I like, to hold in your hand. So yeah, I'm excited to give that
I
away.
love it. I
Mhm.
love it. So there you have it, guys. She's given away a signed copy of Secrets of the Italian Island. And Barbara, how we do it here is I'm going to go up and down the comment section, and you, my friend, is going to tell me when to stop. And that person will be the winner of our amazing giveaway. And I
Okay.
am ready when you are. So as soon as you tell me when to stop.
Okay. Stop.
Okay. Myra, you are the winner of a paperback copy of Secrets of the Italian Island, and she's an audiobook person. So if you will inbox me your information, I'll be sure to get that to Barbara, and she will get that amazing giveaway out to you as well.
Absolutely.
Again, Barbara, thank you so much for joining us. But I do want you to share. We got to let the people know how can they get their hands on an amazing copy of the Secrets of the Italian Island, which is available in ebook and print copy. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. Amazon.com has it up and running this morning. It was up on pre-order, but now it's just order. It's available. It's also available
It's
through your
live.
favorite bookstore. If it's not there on the shelf when you go there, they can order it very easily. It's available for booksellers to order and have available to you. Also, you can go on bookshop.org, which is the way that you can find a local bookseller, a local bookshop who has it, if that's how you want to shop. So either way, any way you want to go, if you're an ebook reader, if you're a paperback reader, if you're a Amazon shopper, if you're a bookshop shopper, it's all
You
there.
can get your hands on a copy.
Mhm.
I love that. I love that. And guys, of course, after you read it, definitely leave a review. I know that Barbara will be so appreciative of that as well. Now, Barbara, can you share with us how can we stay connected with you?
Yes. Okay. The best way. Well, I'm on a lot of social media. I will say that I'm really excited about my website. It's brand new. BarbaraJosselsohn.com, just my name.com. You'll find me there. It's there that you can sign up for my newsletter. I have a monthly newsletter with giveaways and, behind the scenes tidbits of how the book came up, various things that are going on. Thank you. That's it. And also, I also I review some other books that I've read. So there's a lot going on in the newsletter. And other than that, I am at Twitter at Barbara Joss. Do a lot on Twitter. And I'm on Instagram
Okay.
at Barbara underline Josselsohn underline author. So you'll find me there as well.
I love
Um,
that.
mhm. So
I
yeah,
love that. So,
yeah.
guys, make sure you are following her on her social medias. Also, go to her website and you can sign up for her newsletter as well. It has been amazing hanging out with Barbara Josselsohn on today, guys. And we were celebrating release day. If you haven't already, guys, go out, get you a copy of it. Whether you enjoy ebooks, if you enjoy print, make sure that you get you a copy. Also, make sure you're following Barbara Josselsohn as well and find out about what she has going on and other books that she may have as well. And Barbara, I want to allow you to have the last words of what you want to say to the people today.
Oh, let's see. I would just say, well, thank you so much for being part of this really special day. I am really lucky to have a great Sarah and everybody at Bookouture, my editor, my agent. I'm just so grateful. And if you write to me, I will write back. I always do. If you have a question or want to say something about the book, there's multiple ways to get in contact with me. And I just I love speaking with readers and just keep reading. I'm a reader. Reading takes you places that you would never go. And there's nothing like getting lost in a book. It's one of the most incredible pleasures. So enjoy.
I love that. I love that. Guys, again, Barbara Josselsohn, guys, today, her latest release, Secrets of the Italian Island. It is release day live and in color on today. Guys, if you already have a copy or what have you, definitely take a picture, tag Barbara. I know she will be so appreciative of that
Yes.
as well. And again,
Mhm.
Barbara, I know I've said it several times, but happy release day to you on today. I hope the rest of your day is amazing and that you enjoy the release of Secret of the Italian Island as well. And guys, we'll be sure to put in the comment section the places that you can get how you can get your hand on a copy of it. And we've already put Barbara's website information in the comment section as well. Thank all of you for joining us on today. If you've watched us on a YouTube, thank you for watching us over there. If you haven't
Mhm.
already, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Angela Anderson's YouTube. And if you're watching on Facebook, thank you so much for watching us over here. If you sent stars on today, thank you for sending stars. I'm always so appreciative. If you would like to send stars, there is a shooting star. Feel free to click on that and send as many stars as you would like. And of course, be sure that you are following Barbara Josselsohn and read her amazing story, Secret of the Italian Island. And that's our show on today. And as we always say, Barbara, have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye bye.
Bye.